The human voice, it's the one instrument that every single one of us plays. And it's probably the most powerful sound in the entire world. But let's be honest, how many of us feel like when we talk, people just aren't listening? So today, we're going to change that. We're going to explore how to speak powerfully and how to really make an impact. I mean, just think about that for a second. The very same tool, the same sound, can create conflict or it can create connection. That's the power you're holding every single time you open your mouth to speak. It's such a frustrating feeling, right? To feel like you're just talking into the wind. Well, it turns out there are some really common habits, things we all do, that are probably getting in our own way. Okay, so let's get right into it. Before we can build up all the good habits, we gotta know what to look out for, what to avoid. Let's call them the 7 deadly sins of speaking. First up, you've got gossip. Talking badly about someone who's not even there. Then there's judging. It's so hard to listen to someone when you feel like they're looking down on you. Of course, there's negativity, and its miserable little cousin, complaining, which really is just spreading misery. We've also got excuses, blaming everyone else and never taking responsibility. Then there's exaggeration, which, let's face it, it's basically a hop, skip, and a jump away from straight-up lying. And finally, dogmatism, confusing your opinions with the absolute facts. Look, we've all been there, we've all done them, but the good news? We can totally move on from them. So yeah, that's a whole list of things not to do. But it's not enough to just stop doing something, right? You need something positive to replace it with. And lucky for us, there is. This new foundation is built on 4 really simple but powerful cornerstones, and they spell out one single word: hail. This is the positive framework we're going to use to make our speech powerful and, actually effective. And what's so cool about this word is its actual definition: to greet or acclaim enthusiastically. I mean, isn't that exactly how we want people to receive our words? So what does HAIL stand for? Well, the H is for honesty, just being true in what you say, being straight with people. The A is for authenticity, just being yourself, standing in your own truth. The I is for integrity, doing what you say, being your word. And finally, L is for love. And I don't mean romantic love, but wishing people well. Seriously, think about it. When you are genuinely wishing someone well, it's pretty much impossible to judge them at the same time. Okay, so hail covers the what we say. But that's only half the battle. The other massive piece of the puzzle is how we say it. That means we have to get to know the instrument itself, our voice. You have this incredible vocal toolbox, this amazing instrument inside you that most of us have never even thought to open up. So let's pull out a few of these tools right now. First up, let's talk about register. A lot of us tend to talk up here, in our nose, or maybe here, in our throat, which is where most of us speak from. But if you want real weight, real authority in your voice, you gotta drop it down, right here, to your chest. Can you hear that difference? We literally associate depth with power. Next is timbre. It's basically the way your voice feels to someone else. And all the research shows we prefer voices that are rich, smooth, and warm, kind of like hot chocolate. And the great news is this isn't fixed. You can train it with better posture, breathing exercises, things like that. Then you've got prosody. This is the music of your speech, the melody. It's the complete opposite of being monotone, because if somebody speaks all on one note with absolutely no variety, it is really very hard to listen to them for very long. That's actually where we get the word monotonous from. Pace is another amazing tool. I can get really excited by talking really, really fast to show that something is urgent, or I can slow right down to add emphasis and really pull you in. It's a fantastic way to control the energy of what you're saying. And of course, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of silence. It can be incredibly powerful. We don't have to fill every single second with ums and ahs. And finally, there's volume. You can get really loud to show excitement, or you can get very, very quiet to make people lean in a little closer and really pay attention. Playing with that dynamic range is just so important. So how do you get this amazing instrument ready to go? Well, just like an athlete, you warm up. Before any big meeting or important conversation, just take 5 minutes and run through these quick exercises. They'll warm up your breath, your lips, your tongue, your whole range. Think of it like starting the engine. All right, so let's put all the pieces together now. We've talked about what to avoid, the deadly sins. We've got our positive foundation, hail, and we've just opened up our vocal toolbox. So what does it all mean? No, really, just take a second and actually imagine that. A world where we're not just yelling past each other, but where we are speaking with purpose, and people are listening with real intention. What would that world actually feel like?
Well, for starters, it would be a world that sounds absolutely beautiful. And I think it would be a world where understanding is the default, not the exception to the rule.
And that right there, a world built on powerful, conscious speaking and listening, well, that is an idea that is absolutely worth spreading.